The story of Aaron Hernandez is widely known, but for those that don't know it, could you give me a summary of...
So he was a very high-level, high-functioning football player for the New England Patriots, and he played, with Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski on the Super Bowl winning teams. And he was really considered a superstar on the team. There was evidence that he was having some psychosocial difficulties. There were rumors of criminal activity, and he ultimately was charged with murder. I believe, he had another trial for also involving the murder of 3 people. And he ended up, while he was in jail, taking his own life at the age of 27. And he did donate his brain to my center.
And what did you see when you looked at his brain?
He had a large brain, which is not uncommon for football players. The external surface looked perfectly normal. I mean, when I first saw it, I thought it looks good. There was no obvious damage. But then when we started doing the dissection, we slice through the brain coronally. I could see that his ventricles, the chambers inside of the brain, they were larger than they should have been, which means that there's brain shrinkage of the brain tissue. And then there was a membrane that divides the 2 halves of the brain. And instead of being like a curtain, it had giant holes in it. And that's a sign of brain trauma, because the fluid is banging against that curtain and ripping it and causing holes. And I'd never seen fenestrations in anyone under the age of 45. So that was shocking to me. And then I thought, when I saw that, he probably is going to have CTE. And then when I looked under the microscope, his frontal lobe from the back to the front was really riddled with tau. It was almost as though he had a non-functioning frontal lobe. So I can't say that his actions were related to the CTE that he had in his brain, but it's impossible for me to conceive that it didn't contribute in some way. You just don't have that extensive frontal lobe disease without seeing changes to your behavior and your decision making.